Game 1 of the American League Championship Series here at the Coliseum as the Oakland Athletics play host to the Cleveland Indians. Julio Teheran was on the bump for the A's. He gets the start here in Game 1, making his first start of the postseason. So top half of the third, Lonnie Chisenhall draws a 4-pitch walk. So he'll take his base, get over to first, and then that brings up Carlos, not the guitar player, Santana, and he destroys a ball to center field. Pollock would give chase, but it's way out of here off the very dead center back wall. That's a 2-run shot for Santana, his third home run of the postseason. 2-0 Cleveland as they score first. Tim Lincecum was on the bump for the Indians, big-time Timmy Jim, the former Athletic. And in the bottom half of the fourth, Yangervis Solarte with a no-doubt shot into the right center field seats. A solo shot, his fourth home run of the postseason, makes it a 2-1 Cleveland lead as they cut it in half. But then Chris Davis comes up 2 batters later, and he connects on one to dead center. It's going upper deck. Chris with a K, Davis makes his second home run of the postseason as he ties it up at 2, but then they weren't done there as Kyle Schwarber puts it basically in the same part of the ballpark that Solarte did, and that's 3 home runs in the inning as Schwarber's makes it a 3-2 Oakland lead as they are now on top. Tyler Clippard would come out with a 3-2 lead in the top half of the 8th inning, and then with nobody out, he would hit Gomez in the shoulder. So Gogo takes his base. He's over on first, brings up Lindor, and then Gomez goes and swipes second. Lindor would be retired. That brings up Yan Gomes with 1 out runner on second, and he hits a ball right off Clippard's leg. Schwarber has to come up and field it, goes to first with it. They don't even realize Gomez scores on the play from second. So it's all tied up at 3 as Clippard allows the game to be tied, and we would head to extra innings. Tied at 3, so bottom of the 10th, Matt Olson rips one into center field off of Brian Shaw, and then Jackie Allen would come in to pinch run, getting some speed out there for the go-ahead run. He goes and works that speed as he swipes second base, gets himself in a scoring position with nobody out, so that brings up Brady Slayton, and he's going to draw a walk. So that sets up first and second. And that brings up Sean Andino. He's going to lay down a bunt, move both runners up to second and third with 1 out. So a sac fly wins the game. Dian Toscano comes in a pinch hit for Pedroza, but they intentionally walk him. Don't even give him a chance, load the bases with 1 out, sets up the double play opportunity, but Jose Miguel Fernandez is just going to pop one up to super short center field, not enough to tag up Allen, so that means there's 2 outs now with bases loaded. Sac won't win it as they have to get a hit, and Solarte can't do that. He grounds out to short, they flip to second, still tied at 3. Bottom half of the 11th now, runners on first and second with 2 outs. Slayton goes up the middle with it. The throw to the plate from Gomez as Schwarber tries to avoid the tag, but he's tagged out. They decided not to pinch run for him, and we're still tied at 3. Bottom half of the 12th, Sean Andino starts things off with a 3-0 lead-off double. As he gets that in the left center field gap, gets himself over to second base. But then after 2 shallow pop-ups, they can't even move him up, and then Solarte grounds out with 2 outs. So still scoreless at the end of 12. But we move on to the bottom half of the 13 as Kyle Schwarber says, "I've had enough," as that is the ball game. Solo shot over the right field fence. Kyle Schwarber walk-off ding-dong. Makes it a 4-3 victory for the Oakland Athletics here in Game 1 of the ALCS over the Cleveland Indians as they walk it off in dramatic fashion over the Indians here for a 1-0 series lead at home at the Coliseum. Kyle Schwarber was without a doubt player of the game. He hit 2 home runs, 2 RBI, one of them being the walk-off. Yangervis Solarte was 1 for 6 with a solo shot. Chris Davis 1 for 6 with a solo shot. And then Adrian Castro picks up the victory as he pitched a couple strong innings in extras, while Tanner Scheppers gets the loss for the Indians in this 4-3 Athletics win over the Indians, as that'll wrap things up here for Game 1 of the American League Championship Series. Oakland leads the series 1-0, and that's going to wrap things up. I've been your host, Jersey Born, and I'm saying goodbye.